Good afternoon and welcome to Morgan Woods Theater.
We are so glad that you have joined us for our production of Winnie the Pooh.
In order for everyone to enjoy the performance, we have a few items to go over with you before we begin the show.
Please feel free to laugh and clap at appropriate times during the play. Pooh and his friends will appreciate your support of their performance.
However, please do not talk during this performance, since your voice, even if you talk at a whisper, will disturb others around you who are trying to hear the play.
Also, to you grown-up types, if you find that the child who has brought you with them becomes excessively talkative or fussy, we ask that you quietly remove him or her from the theater.
As you can see, our stage, especially Christopher Robin's nursery, is full of interesting and fun toys. These are our props, and we have to have them to use in every show.
Therefore, the stage is off limits for anyone who is not an official part of the cast and crew. You'll have to wait till you get home to hug your own Pooh. That is, unless you brought him with you.
We also ask that you do not take any flash photos during this performance. It's very distracting for the actors and also for others around you.
In addition, the play is being videotaped by a professional videographer, so we ask that you do not set up your own video camera.
Food and drink are not allowed in the auditorium, so please keep them out in the lobby or outside.
And finally, in the unlikely event of an emergency, please exit through the doors by which you enter.
With all that said,
Pooh!
Yes?
it's time!
Time for a little something?
No, silly old bear, time to begin the play.
Enjoy the show.
If you have happened to see another play about Christopher Robin, you may remember that he once had a swan. Or the swan had Christopher Robin. I don't know which. And that he used to call the swan Pooh. That was a long time ago, and when we said goodbye, we took the name with us, as we didn't think the swan would want it anymore. So, when Edward Bear said that he would like an exciting name all to himself, Christopher Robin said at once, without stopping to think, that he was Winnie the Pooh. And he was. So, as I have explained the Pooh part, I will now explain the rest of it.
You can't be in London for long without going to the zoo. Some people begin the zoo at the beginning, called Way In, and walk as quickly as they can past every cage until they get to the one called Way Out. But the nicest people go straight to the animal they love the most and stay there. So, when Christopher Robin goes to the zoo, he goes to where the polar bears are, and whispers something to the third keeper from the left, and the doors are unlocked, and we walk through dark passages and up steep stairs until we come to that special cage. Then the cage is open, and out trots something brown and furry, and with a happy cry of, "Oh, bear!" Christopher Robin rushes into its arms. Now this bear is named Winnie, which shows what a good name for bears it is. But we can't remember whether Winnie is called after Pooh or Pooh after Winnie. We did know once, but we have forgotten. Well, perhaps that is enough introduction, and we should get on with the play.
Here is Edward Bear coming downstairs. Bump, bump, bump on the back of his head behind Christopher Robin.
It is, as far as he knows, the only way of coming downstairs. But sometimes he feels that perhaps there really is another way. If only he could stop bumping for a moment and think about it.
And then he feels that perhaps there isn't.
Anyhow, here he is at the bottom, and ready to be introduced to you.
Winnie the Pooh.
When I first heard his name, I said, just as you're going to say, but I thought he was a boy.
So did I.
But then you can't call him Winnie.
I don't.
But you said,
He's Winnie the Pooh. Don't you know what the means?
ah, yes, I do.
Now we said that quickly, and I hope you understand too, because it's all the explanation you're going to get.
Sometimes Winnie the Pooh likes a game of some sort when he comes downstairs. And sometimes he likes to sit quietly in front of the fire and listen to a story.
This evening,
What would you like to do this evening? Play a game of some sort? What do you does it like? What about a story?
what about a story?
Could you break out and tell me one, please?
Well, what sort of story does he like?
About himself. He's that sort of bear.
I suppose he goes in for a good bit of adventure.
The only thing he likes better than a picture is eating honey. And honey.
Very well then, I will tell you a story about adventure and eating honey.
A story about how a frightening animal came to the forest and the terrible things that happened afterwards.
That depends. Let's get to the story. Once upon a time, a very long time ago,
How long?
About last Friday.
Oh.
Winnie the Pooh lived in the forest under the name of Sanders.
What does that another name mean?
It means the name was over the door in gold letters, and he lived under it.
He was like Sheriff.
out walking in the forest when he came to an open place.
Right on the edge of it, he saw a large oak tree.
He stopped to listen.
What was he listening to?
A strange buzzing noise was coming from the tree.
Buzzing noise?
Yes.
If you'd stop interrupting, you'd be able to hear it.
I can't. I wonder what it is.
So did Winnie the Pooh.
He sat down, his head between his paws, and began to think.
He said to himself, that buzzing noise means something.
If there's a buzzing noise, somebody's making it. And the only reason for buzzing that I know of is because you're a bee.
Then he thought another long time and said, the only reason for being a bee that I know of is to make honey.
And the only reason for making honey is so I can eat it. Honey. Funny me liking it so much. Isn't it funny how a bear likes honey? Buzz, buzz, buzz. I wonder why he does. The question is, how shall I get to the honey? First I'll have to climb the tree, which will be a problem. And once I get to the top of the tree...
There you are, Pooh.
Hello, Piglet.
I've got some news of strange animals coming to the forest.
Piglet, old friend.
I said a strange animal is coming to the forest. Aren't you going to ask questions?
About what?
You weren't listening.
Yes, I was. That's how I can tell it's up there.
What is?
Honey.
I don't see honey, just a lot of bees flying around.
Exactly.
Oh,
There must be quite a lot of it, and freshly made.
Pooh, you're forgetting.
One delicious mouthful after another.
Your diet.
What's that?
I thought you were going on a diet.
I am going on a diet, but not now.
Why not?
Because right now I'm hungry, and it's not a good time to go on a diet.
Oh, I suppose tomorrow after a good night's rest?
And a good breakfast.
Yes. How are you going to get up there?
Just what I was wondering. If I could reach one of those branches,
If you were 3 feet taller.
which I'm not.
Shall I give you a boost if you stood on my shoulders?
If I stood on your shoulders, I still couldn't reach it.
Well, we'll think of something.
Thank you for offering, Piglet. You're a true friend. Now there must be...
Pooh, Piglet!
Hello, Rabbit.
I suppose you've heard.
I'm not sure.
There's strange animals coming to the forest. I've heard. Oh, you have? That was what I was trying to tell you, Pooh. Her name is Kanga. She's one of the fiercer animals. She's very tall. Enormous.
Any family?
I believe she has one offspring. Is that all? Its name is Roo. Imagine having a family of one.
How many yours, Rabbit?
16. Isn't it 17? Perhaps. It's hard to keep exact count. The important thing is, Kanga's coming and she's...
I make it 50.
What?
In your family.
Never mind them.
But I thought...
The important thing is, Kanga's coming to live in the forest. Yes.
And bring an offspring named Roo.
Yes.
And what's all the excitement about?
Because Baby Roo isn't all she's bringing. What else?
Groceries?
A bathtub. A bathtub? What for? Surely you know what a bathtub is for. You fill it with water, you get in. I do not. We hope not, Piglet. We hope not. You wouldn't let that happen to me, would you?
You can count on me.
Now you see the excitement throughout? See the necessity for taking action?
When is she supposed to arrive?
Presently.
Does that mean she isn't here yet?
Of course.
What a relief. There's another little matter.
What was that?
Miserable, miserable.
Someone is saying miserable.
It must be Eeyore. He generally is.
Eeyore.
Utterly miserable.
Good morning, Eeyore.
Good morning, Pooh Bear. If it is a good morning, which I doubt.
Surely it isn't that bad.
Well, perhaps not now, but it will be when she gets here.
You must mean Kanga.
Ah, you've heard.
About Kanga, yes.
And Baby Roo.
And the bathtub?
And the soap? I found out by chance.
So?
No one would bother to tell me.
So?
You didn't hear about it?
What so?
You didn't know that she carried a cake of the stuff in her pocket? Well, none of us knows everything.
This is terrible. Awful. It couldn't be worse.
It could be much worse. It probably will be.
Eeyore, must eat this.
All donkeys eat them. I happen to be especially fond of them.
No wonder you're so gloomy. How can anyone help seeing the dark side of things if they eat thistles all the time?
That's right. Deprive me of the only pleasure I have left. Why not give up everything?
Oh, Rabbit didn't mean it.
I I didn't mean it. I apologize. Eat thistles, please.
Very well. It's terribly kind of you.
Now, where were we? So, yes, I'm afraid the time has come.
What time is it, by the way?
11 o'clock.
I thought so. I generally have a little something around 11.
When I say the time has come, I don't mean 11 o'clock. I mean the danger is that
Danger?
the bathtub, the soap.
That sort of thing is unpleasant. But dangerous?
What about the bottle of poison?
Yes, what about the... Who's sick then?
Pooh, indeed.
Owl!
I wish you wouldn't. It's barging in suddenly.
I didn't barge in. I've been here for some time.
Then why not speak up sooner?
Well, there was nothing whatever to say.
But you said bottle of poison.
Indeed I did. Because she has one. A small bottle filled with brown stuff.
But how do you know it?
Clearly written on the label is the word poison.
I can't believe it.
It must be true. He knows how to read.
And right.
And spell.
Spell his name, perhaps. W-O-L. That's not so hard. It goes to pieces of words like measles or buttered toast.
In addition to the word poison on the label, there was a picture.
What sort of picture?
The bones of some dead creature.
Bones?
Who would want that sort of picture?
Who would want a bathtub?
Or so.
Or a bottle of poison.
Kangas, she must be a terrible monster.
Yes, the evidence clearly indicates that she's up to no good.
What shall we do? Do? Must organize. Deal with the matter.
Worse is yet to come.
Take action. We must
Stop! Listen to me. We shall follow the customary procedures. Or in other words, we'll have a meeting.
A meeting?
One can't take action without first having a meeting.
I still think.
As you all know, we'll begin now. The meeting will come to order.
How?
I think we sit down.
Oh.
Now then, let me see. Whereas, well, I dare say that we should start with the first order of business, which is... Oh yes, and as I was saying,
Yes, what were you saying?
That's what I'd like to know.
If you ask me.
if we ask you, what will happen? Excitement, a good deal of hopping up and down, commotion. The important thing to do is to remain calm and to keep our heads.
What was that? I heard something.
And above all, to follow customary procedures.
Oh, help! 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 She's coming! King is coming!
Oh, she can't come now. We haven't finished our meeting.
I suggest you finish it somewhere else.
A very good suggestion.
Aren't you coming, Piglet?
I could get Boo.
Father.
Is that you?
Yes, at least most of me seems to be here.
Well, what happened?
A slight accident. You notice that small tree growing very close to a large one? The one with the honey at the top?
What small tree?
It fell over.
That dreadful noise was a small tree falling over?
I was in that small tree.
Oh.
I thought if I could just get to the top, I might reach over and... I wonder. It might... Could it?
Could it? What?
There's only one way to find out. Piglet, do you have such a thing as a balloon about you?
A balloon? No.
Christopher Robin. If I know anything at all, Christopher Robin will have a balloon.
Then where are you going?
To borrow it.
Don't leave me here alone. I'm coming with you.
That's very kind of you. By the way, what happened to the others?
Others?
Owl, Rabbit, and Eeyore. Is the meeting all over?
They decided to continue meeting somewhere else.
Oh, perhaps you'd rather join them.
No, I'd rather stay with you to keep you company.
Splendid.
And would it be too much if I held it to your hand?
Not at all.
Oh no! It's coming! It's coming!
Hurry! This way! It's coming! It's coming!
Oh, I'll never make it. I'll be caught. Oh dear.
Well, disgraceful. Perfectly disgraceful.
Mama, can I go and play with you?
Certainly not, Lou.
But you said when we came to the forest, I'd have someone to play with. And I haven't seen anybody but him. Maybe no one else lives here.
Nonsense. There are plenty of animals in the forest.
Then where are they?
I simply can't understand it. But never mind. You wouldn't want to get a bathroom creature.
Well,
Looking as if he'd never had a bath in his life.
darn it.
What did you say?
Nothing.
I heard it rumored we must wash it, mustn't we, Rue? There we are. My goodness, what is that on your knee? A nasty stretch there. We must put something on.
Oh,
We don't want it to get infected, do we?
not.
Just a touch. Ouch. There's a brave little Rube. Think how lucky you are. You wouldn't want to be like one of those poor creatures who know to look after you properly. Aren't you thankful?
Not really.
What was that?
Thankful.
Only something could be done. Only I could get hold of them for one bit.
Would they have a bath?
Plenty of soap and good hot water.
And could I play with them?
After a touch of disinfecting powder
They have oatmeal for breakfast?
and a big spoonful of strengthening medicine. Oh, the things I could do with them.
Would they be thankful too?
Perhaps not at first. Not right away. But no use thinking about it. I couldn't take care of all the animals in the forest, wherever they are.
How about just one?
Dear little Rue will see.
One that's my own size? It would be so nice.
Maybe we can arrange for you to have a playmate. I think this will do nicely
What will?
for our new home.
Are we going to live here?
Let's see, a shade and privacy and plenty of water in that stream.
Here's a caterpillar.
My goodness, don't touch it. If you touch it, you'll need it back. There's so much to do around here. What with sweeping this place out, getting settled.
Mama,
Don't bother me now, Rue.
somebody's coming.
Really?
I hear them, and that means somebody else lives in the forest.
Then stay near me, Rue.
Why?
One must be patient and explain everything. Because if they see you, they don't know that we live here. If they know we live here, I shall have to invite them to tea. And I can't have company yet, because this place is such a mess.
All right, I'm coming. I just that.
Buzz, buzz, buzz. I wonder why he does. Isn't it funny how a bear likes honey?
Please, I wish you wouldn't be so loud. Silly old bear.
Are you still feeling jumpy, Piglet?
I hate to be cowardly, but I couldn't help noticing as we were coming this way, everybody else was going that way.
I noticed it myself.
They were they?
It's all this talk about Kanga.
Where did you hear about Kanga?
You know how it is. Stories get about in the forest. You can't believe everything you hear.
Christopher Robin, yes. Is there a Kanga coming to the forest? You have to find out for yourself, Piglet. You mean...
If Christopher Robin is a secret, you don't expect him to tell, do you?
Let's get out of here. Let's go that way.
Just as I get to that honey. After all, we're going on a journey. I'll have to have a little something to sustain me.
If I weren't such a coward, I'd go alone.
Stop worrying, Piglet. You're safe as long as you're with me. Don't I always keep you out of trouble?
What about the time we...
Don't I usually keep you out of trouble?
Well,
You can count on me.
you're sure it's worth
Quite sure.
it?
Let me see.
Do you really think it'll work?
I think when you're going after honey, it's a good thing not to let the bees know you're coming. If you have a blue balloon, they may think you're only part of the sky and not notice.
What if they know you underneath the one?
You can never talk to bees.
What are you doing?
I'll try to look like a small black cloud. That will deceive them.
Well, good luck.
Here I go!
Hooray!
Isn't this fine? What do I look like?
You look like a bear holding onto a balloon.
Not like a small black cloud in the blue sky?
Not very much. I wish you'd hurry up.
Perhaps from up here it looks different.
Can't you get any closer? You're at least 10 feet away from the tree and a bit too high.
I'm trying.
Maybe a breeze will come and blow you closer.
When?
You'll just have to wait. We can't wait long. What's your name? Piglet. What's Mama? What's Rue? I found the playmate. Hello there, Rue. Rue?
Isn't that nice? He's just the right size.
Rue? That's my name. But if you're Rue,
You haven't introduced us properly.
Kanga? Kanga! And Rue, this is Piglet. And Pooh. Pooh, I think you'd better come down now.
I hadn't intended to have company just yet, but Rue seems so anxious.
Give him a bath right now, Mama, so I can play with him.
Very well, run and get some water.
A bath. Me. A bath.
The tub is all ready. What are you squirming about time.
It may be a shock that is. He won't like it.
How do you know if he's never had one?
Well, I suppose you're right. Pooh, you've got to come down right now.
But how? How can I get down?
Help! Let go of the balloon.
If I let go of the balloon, there won't be much of me to help anyone.
Christopher Robin, please shoot the balloon.
Yes, if you could shoot the balloon, I might float down gradually.
Honestly, such a time.
I'm not supposed to interfere, but I'll try. Ouch! Did I miss?
You didn't exactly miss, but you missed the balloon.
Try it again. I'm out of ammunition. Ooh.
Never seen anything like it.
Pooh, you've got to come down right now. You said you'd protect me. You said you'd keep me out of trouble.
But I can't get down.
You promised. I'll go get some more ammunition.
Hurry!
I'll try.
Now stop wiggling or you'll get soap in your eyes. This is just the beginning. First the bath, then the diet, then strengthening medicine. It's just the beginning, that's all.
Blub, 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 Pooh, this is all your fault. All your Pooh, help, help, blub, 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 help.
And while he went home to look for more ammunition, Pooh stayed up in the air, holding on to his balloon.
And what about poor Piglet?
Yes, poor Piglet. He'd never been clean before.
Did it take him around long to get more ammunition?
Quite a while.
By the time he got back, Anne shot the balloon.
I guess this is the next time.
No.
Don't like that.
Pooh had floated down to the ground, but he'd been holding on to that balloon for so long that his arms stayed up in the air.
Like this?
Like that.
Was it uncomfortable?
Very uncomfortable.
But after all, it was his own fault.
There was his best friend in great difficulty. And where was Pooh?
Up in the air.
All because he wanted to eat honey.
You had to admit, it did serve him right.
I'm afraid it is her right.
It serves me right. Pooh Bear, how could you do a thing like that?
How could you?
I don't know.
Well, of course you were hungry.
Yes, I was hungry.
But being hungry is no excuse for deserting your best friends.
Not even if you're terribly hungry.
No excuse.
Practically starving.
At any rate, it's a very bad excuse.
A hard fall, was it?
What's that, Eeyore?
Did you have a hard fall?
No.
I was afraid of that. There were sort of injuries, you know. No severe pain, no pain at all.
The only trouble with me is I can't get my paws back down where they belong. Something's got to be done about Piglet right away.
Piglet.
Poor little Piglet.
You see, Hank captured him quite by accident. He's in a terrible predicament.
In hot water?
How'd you know?
Aha.
The only question is, how shall we rescue him?
We.
The question is, how shall you rescue him?
Yes, that's the question.
And since Piglet is your best friend, we know that you want to be the one.
Oh.
Especially since the whole thing was your fault.
No, 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 no.
You'd better hurry.
If it isn't too late, which it probably is,
How? What shall I do?
much too late.
Want to go to Kanga and explain the situation?
How?
Just say, Kanga, you have something that does not belong to you. That is your Piglet. That's our Piglet. And then,
Then what?
oh, well, she'll have to let Piglet go. Or at least she ought to.
There's a difference between ought to and have to.
And kangas are generally regarded as one of the fiercer animals.
Quite true.
I wouldn't want to do anything foolish.
You've already done something foolish. And I just happen to remember.
What?
Bears are also regarded as one of the fiercer animals.
Bears?
Very fierce.
Me?
They snarl and growl and do all sorts of nasty things. Can't you, Pooh?
I don't know.
Try.
Grr. How was that?
It wasn't much.
Grr.
Let's have just a little more snarl.
Grr.
Better, don't you think?
A growl would be blood curdling.
Grr.
Ah.
Grr.
Why, what's that?
I frightened myself. But the question is, will it frighten Kanga?
Oh, certainly. There's no doubt in my mind.
And a good thing, too. Here she comes.
Pooh, where?
Kanga, she's coming this way.
Come, Eeyore.
You aren't going.
We'll be around if you need us.
Around where?
Somewhere.
Now
then, chins up, chest out, make the most of every step.
I can't go any faster.
Nonsense.
Pooh, it's Pooh!
Why, so it is.
At last!
Do you mind you're blocking the path?
Um,
After all, it doesn't belong to you, does it?
that's what I have to explain. You have something that doesn't belong to you.
Whatever are you talking about?
Piglet.
Pooh!
You are Piglet.
Of course I am.
I just wanted to be sure. You don't look like Piglet.
Now, mustn't let go of my hand.
No, but you ought to let go of his hand. He isn't your Piglet. He's our Piglet.
Well, no wonder he was in such a state. Your piglet.
So if you kindly give him back.
I'll do no such thing. What an idea. The poor thing was having proper care for the first time in its life. Now move aside.
Grr!
Out of the way.
Grr!
What was that?
Grr!
Oh dear, oh dear.
Grr!
Now keep away from us. Don't you come near us.
Frightening, isn't it?
Dreadful, simply dreadful. I've never heard anything like it.
And I'll keep it up until you let Piglet go.
Keep it up until you do something about it. That's the worst cold I've ever seen.
Cold?
Down in your chest, too. Take my advice. Go straight to bed.
I do not have a cold.
And I suppose you make dreadful noises like that just for fun. Or to frighten us. Ha! If you have any sense at all, you'll take some of this cough medicine. 1 spoonful every half hour.
No, thank you.
Drink it all. It tastes like poison.
Foolish bear. Now we can't help those who won't help themselves. Come, Rude Piglet, we'll finish our walk, then a back, then a little nap.
But wait.
Chin up, Piglet. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Owl! Eeyore! What happened?
Was she frightened?
I don't feel very well. It's gone to my chest.
Apparently, Kate walked out with Piglet while you just stood there.
Perhaps it's all for the best, and it's useless to struggle.
Why can't we all grab them? If we all surround her,
I don't think much of an idea.
you should have seen him. He's turned a different color and there's a bow tied around his neck. Can't go on. Piglet is miserable.
I'm miserable. It goes on and on.
Why can't we take action? All of us together.
I'd love to, fella, but I've got a previous engagement.
So about it.
Why not ask Rabbit?
Rabbit?
Rabbit always has a great thing about taking action.
Where will I find him?
He's probably home. Try not to.
It's a good idea. Rabbit does things. Anyway, he says he does things. Rabbit! Is anybody home? What I said was, is anybody home?
No,
Bother. There isn't anybody in there at all?
nobody.
There must be somebody, because somebody is saying nobody. Hello, could you kindly tell me where Rabbit is?
He's gone to see his friend Pooh Bear.
Oh, but this is